Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, watering this truth from and rule well. Peace, sad taste to the 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3. The large multitude unto you I say shalom. Come to you back with another lesson through the Spirit. And the title for this was going to be, we're going to have to forsake this life for this ministry. Because when you first come into this truth, you realize that you have to put your life second, and ultimately you have to put your 100%. You got to put your all into this truth, into this ministry, because ultimately we're making a sacrifice. In this life, we give up family, give up jobs, careers, give up certain possessions, ultimately all for the sake of following Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because we realize that we really don't have a life here in this current world that we're in. It's being wrapped in wickedness, and therefore everything that's around us, from our family to people that we knew in the world to working these jobs, dealing with these women, and even going on your day-to-day life, you realize that we really don't have a life here. So therefore, it's easier for the elect, to give up this life than to want to continue to live your life out here in the souls of Babylon. Like 2/3 of our people, they're not willing to give up their life to follow Yahweh Shai. So they rather continue to live here, build a life here, build a family, further themselves, in this world, instead of forsaking this life and following Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, putting away the current man and being born again, under the truth, under this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, being washed by the word. So I'm going to get this first scripture. This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. And this is going into the account when Peter was asking Yahweh Shai, we gave up everything to follow you, what shall we receive in return? And ultimately Yahweh Shai answered, you forsaken, or those who have forsaken their families, their friends that they had in the world, are ultimately going to receive them back 100-fold, because we don't know if our family members are going to make it, if they're going to be delivered. Shit, we don't even know if we're, part of the elect. We hope, we're part of the hopeful elect, but we don't know. We won't know till the chariots beam up the elect. But for now, we're hoping to be a part of that number. We're hoping to be a part of that elect. But the elect are going to have those works. They're going to have that faith, ultimately, to give up this life for the one that's to come. When we're going to have the new bodies, we won't ever sin again, and ultimately that's going to lead to that immortality. Because right now we're subject under sin. We're constantly going off because we're in these chains of darkness and these corrupted bodies. And pretty much everything around you is just as corrupted, from the way of life, the way of living, going to these jobs, dealing with your family, dealing with these women, the food, the water, the air, the way of thinking, the mindset of these people, the philosophies is all corrupted, and pretty much it's all just ran in wickedness. There's really not any true living here, because the law, statutes, and commandments are being pushed out. The only ones who are pushing out to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability are the prophets of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah, the true man of the Lord. But everybody else is pushing the complete opposite, pushing degeneracy, pushing, the death lifestyle, pushing the wine lifestyle. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14. For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. And that's the point, this current life that we're in, this current city, Babylon the Great, America, and throughout the four corners of the earth, ultimately we're under captivity. We're subjects under Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. So therefore, we really don't have a life here, because we're being ruled over by the heathens. So how could you possibly really try to establish a life here when you're not truly sovereign? You got to go to the man for the one of all things. You got to work these jobs. You got to answer to these heathens. Your woman is out of order. Your children can get out of order. The food's polluted, the water's polluted, the air. You're catching infirmities, sicknesses every other day, every other week. And pretty much we catch hell, left and right, constantly having to go through this hell. But that's a part of the walk, that's a part of this ministry, which a lot of our people aren't willing to give up their life to follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So I'm gonna get this next one. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. And the elect, the hopeful elect, they're arising, they're departing from this place, detaching themselves from this place spiritually. Because it's saying depart, but it's not telling you to get on a plane, get on a boat, get on a car and get away, from wherever you are. Because ultimately, when all hell breaks loose, it's going to be throughout the four corners of the earth. It's not just going to be in one spot. But that's why it's telling you to arise ye and depart. But arise and depart spiritually, mentally, detaching yourself from this place and ultimately giving up this life for the next one to come, the kingdom of heaven, when we're going to have the new bodies, have the law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts never go off, and ultimately gaining that immortality, defeating death. Because everything around here, is just death. We're dying every day, because eating all these GMO foods, breathing in all this polluted ass air, dealing with stressful environments, and we're constantly going through that hell because we're under captivity. So therefore, living here, this life, it really isn't living. This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And that's the point. Love not the world. Love not your life. Because ultimately we don't have a life. We're slaves. We're under captivity under this devil Esau, Edom. And that's something that 2/3 of our people rather continue to dwell, continue living here in the soils of Babylon forever if it could be possible. But no, eventually this place is going to be destroyed. It's going to be destroyed by the way of those thermonuclear missiles, those intercontinental ballistic missiles. And 2/3 of our people are going to be left here because they weren't willing to give up their life, their current life, to follow Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to get this next one. This is Mark chapter 13 and verse 12. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. Verse 13, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. That's what's going to happen, in the upcoming, days, upcoming months, upcoming years. Eventually, your so-called family, your so-called friends that you knew in the world, your co-workers, they're going to turn on you, when you're made a public enemy. And it's going to show their true colors, that they really weren't with you. And that's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but ultimately that's what comes with, sacrificing this life. You're going to be hated from all manners of people, from your family to people you know in the world, from your co-workers. You're going to be made that public enemy number one. And ultimately, a lot of our family members, they're going to give us up to the authorities, to Esau, Edom, to this devil, lead us to get put in these detention camps, tell us to take the MOTB so they can eat. But no, it's all part of the sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice leaving your family members, ultimately, because you got to follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's going to be a case for some brothers. Your family members are going to give you up to the authorities. Ultimately, they try to save themselves. But what they're not thinking about is how that's going to lead them to get judged. Because they think that saving themselves, or by giving you up, is going to save themselves. But no, it's still going to lead them to get destroyed. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved their lives. And they loved not their lives unto death. That's the point. The elect, we're not going to love our lives unto death, because we ultimately hate it here. We hate living here in the souls of Babylon the Great, where everything is corrupted. So therefore, it's easier. I want to say it's easy, but it's easier to let go of this current life that we're in. Because ultimately we really don't have anything here to live for, but to push this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to push this truth. That's the only reason why we're here on the planet Earth, really, to push this word out. To push these prophecies. But other than that, going to these jobs, running errands, dealing with people in the world, dealing with your woman, that's really, on the back burner. The main thing is this ministry, is this truth, is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, is following Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and serving in truth and sincerity, fearing Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's really our main focus. So giving up this current life, sacrificing, this life in terms of, giving up your family, giving up people that you knew in the world, giving up certain jobs, giving up possessions. That's easier for the hopeful elect to do, because we've done it in our past lives. So therefore, this current, reincarnation, we're gonna have to do it again. Lord willing, we're a part of that number. But that's pretty much the point. I pray that this is edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are learning this truth from and who rule well. Peace has tasted 144,000, and the rest of 1/3. To you I say Shalom.